MP to all cars. Armed robbery on security vehicle
Juliet,
now.
4 to MP.
4 men.
Off watch.
Zulu 1 to MP. Disturbance in High Street. Gang of youths
MP
fighting
to
with
Golf,
knives.
1-1.
Request assistance, over.
Suspects on.
Dave?
Yeah.
Mr. Roach wants to see you.
About what?
I think it's about a missing woman. A report you made.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Go in. Oh, Dave, sit down, will you? A report you made to the collator.
Yes, sir?
I've been reading it. There's not a great deal in it.
Not a lot, no, sir.
You know, we have a young woman reported missing. Well, her husband came in yesterday. The collator remembered your report, but it isn't the same thing, is it?
May I see it, sir?
Yeah.
No, all my informant said was that she overheard a conversation in a hamburger place, a man talking to a stranger about his wife. She thought he was planning to get rid of her.
How?
She didn't know, sir.
And she wouldn't make a statement?
No, sir. It happens she's known to us, one of our local tarts. She didn't want to get involved.
So she came to you?
She came to me, sir, because she believed it.
Did you?
She told me the story and I made a report.
But you can see no connection?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Send Max in, will you?
Yes, sir. Max, it's your turn.
Thanks.
Go in.
You wanted me, sir?
Oh, yeah, Maxton. This report sent up by the uniform side. Before we return it, it needs a comment from us. The husband's name is Kemp. Go and have a chat with him, will you? Just listen to what he says and come back.
Yes, sir. Mr. Kemp?
Yes?
From the local police, sir. Constable Maxton.
Oh, come in, please. They said they might send a uniform man.
It's sometimes better without uniforms coming to the house.
Yes. If you'll come this way, we can talk in here. Please, sit down.
Thank you. Is that a picture of your wife, Mr. Kemp?
Yes, a holiday snap.
Elizabeth, isn't it?
Liz.
What age, Mr. Kemp?
28. It was taken last summer. I gave a proper photo to your sergeant, but you can have that one if it'll help.
Thank you. I have the notes that were made when you came to the station. Can we talk about them?
Yes.
You have a son, Mr. Kemp. Is he here?
He's at school. If you'd like to see him, I'll be collecting him at 4.
What age is he?
8. His name's Michael. I told all this to your sergeant.
I have his notes with me, sir. But it's sometimes easier if we just talk it over together. I'll ask some questions and we'll see what can be done. How long has your wife been missing?
It's now 2 weeks.
That's rather a long time to wait. Was there a reason?
I didn't think it was serious. Not at first.
Why not?
It was the weekend. Friday. When I came home and she wasn't here, I thought she was just paying me back.
For what, sir? Did you quarrel?
No, we never quarrelled. But she didn't like it when I had to leave her on her own. I'm a salesman, Mr. Maxton. I'm away from home 2 days every week, sometimes 3 days. It depends where I am.
A salesman?
Office supplies. She was always hoping that I'd get a London area. I've been promised one, but these things always take time.
Are you happily married, Mr. Kemp? Close to your wife?
Yes, we're very happy. We didn't quarrel. But she didn't like being left alone. Sometimes she said... Well, she said that one time I'd come home and she wouldn't be here. It wasn't serious.
How long had you been away?
3 days. My area goes down into Hampshire. I was away from Wednesday till Friday. And when I came home and she wasn't here, I thought maybe she was trying to teach me a lesson or something.
What did you do?
I waited for her to come home. When she didn't come home that Friday night, I thought she was staying with her sister. Saturday morning, I phoned her sister and was told she wasn't there. I thought then that they were both playing me up, but what could I do?
Does her sister live in London?
No. If she did, I would have gone there. She lives in Dorset. I waited until Sunday and phoned again. Then I knew she hadn't gone there. I wasted time, Mr. Maxton.
Don't be upset, Mr. Kemp. Just try to tell me what you did, step by step.
I phoned everyone I could think of, all her friends, but no one had seen her. It was then that I was sure that something had happened to her. I phoned the hospitals, the ambulance stations, but they knew nothing of her. I phoned her doctor to ask if she'd been ill. So far as he knew, she was fit and well. Then I took Lizzie's photo and went round the hospitals myself, and the ambulance stations, showing them her picture. They said that no one like her, no woman of that name had been admitted or had been in an accident.
You didn't go to the police?
I didn't even tell our neighbours.
Why not?
I know now that I was wrong, but my wife is a quiet person, and if she was just staying away, or if she was ill somewhere, she'd never want the neighbours to think she'd left home, or had left Michael. And if everything was going to be all right in the end, she wouldn't want the police coming. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, Mr. Kemp. I know what you mean.
While it was still the weekend, I didn't worry. Then I felt she was in trouble. I walked the streets at night, night after night, searching for her in case she was ill.
What about your son, Michael?
I left him with my sister. He doesn't mind staying with her.
You say you'd been away 3 days, from Wednesday till Friday. Is it possible she'd gone from the Wednesday?
No, the boy was with her. She saw him to school on Friday morning.
Did anyone see her take him to school?
Oh, yes, and she was seen again at 10 o'clock on Friday morning going to the bus stop. 2 of our neighbours saw her, but she hasn't been seen by anyone since. Mr. Maxton, a woman can't just walk out one morning and vanish.
It does happen, Mr. Kemp. It happens every week in this city. A woman walks out on her family, giving no reason, and disappears.
And never returns?
Most of them do return. Did your wife leave a note?
No.
Are you sure?
I've searched everywhere.
Did she take anything? Clothes? Shoes?
No. I've been through her wardrobe, through all her drawers. She took nothing. She went shopping, Mr. Maxton, and didn't return.
You've been told the police procedure on such things.
It was explained to me.
If an infant is missing, we pull out all the stops. And the same for missing children. Missing teenagers, only if they are thought to be in danger. It's a question of age. Adults are considered to have their own reasons for doing things, even for walking out on their families. We can't interfere.
But you can if there's danger.
Do you know if she's in danger?
Something must have happened. And there's our son, Michael. Doesn't he count for anything?
Yes, I'm sure he does. I'd like to see him.
I haven't told him yet. He thinks his mother has gone to see his aunt in Dorset.
I'll be very discreet.
He'll be home just after 4.
I'll come back and see him. Meantime, I may be able to give you some help. I can check hospital intake and accident records a bit further afield than you were able to. And we have some other sources. When that has been done, I'll let you know. And if you hear anything,
I'll tell you.
I'll come back and have a word with Michael.
Thank you.
Well, Max, how did it go?
A nice little house on the Bellwood estate, sir. Looking around, it seems to be a very happy home.
And the husband?
A man whose wife went shopping and never came back. He's been going spare.
He impressed you?
Yes. Made me wonder what I would do. He doesn't know which way to turn.
Then make a very brief report, adding what you can to the duty sergeant's note, and send it downstairs. It's a uniform job. They're set up to deal with that kind of thing. Leave it to them.
I promised I'd talk to the boy.
When?
Today, when he comes home from school. I think it will help.
Yeah, all right. Make it brief, though. Oh, and let me see your report.
Yes, sir.
Saw you come in. Jim got you a cuppa.
Oh, thanks. I could do with it.
What's the husband like?
He's taken to walking the streets at night just in case he might catch sight of her. Thinks one night he'll see her.
Afraid to give up hope. So, what do you do?
Make a report, that's all. Can I have the typewriter?
Yeah, help yourself.
The trouble is, Dave, she's a young mother from a nice house in a nice street. I have a holiday snap of her. What do you think?
Yeah, she's all right.
If we showed it around, is she pretty enough to be remembered?
Well, she's pretty all right, but you can see her sort every day in a rush hour crowd.
Is she the sort you'd look twice at?
I don't know. What age is she?
28.
Yeah. A secret lover? Decided to have a last fling? A taste of life before it's too late?
It doesn't feel like that, Dave. It's a happy home. And there's an 8-year-old son. Her mother doesn't walk out on an 8-year-old son. Something has happened to her. You can read the notes. There they are.
Nothing new, is there? Shopping basket, everyday clothes.
A woman doesn't go to meet her secret lover in her everyday clothes. Not if she's running away. She left no note.
Only the bitchy ones leave notes.
When they don't leave notes, it means they meant to come back.
Happened at the weekend?
A Friday. He's a salesman and had been away since the Wednesday.
Wait a bit, Max. That Friday, it was the 14th.
Yes,
And the Wednesday when he went away?
the 12th.
And the date when Tessa Mitchell came to me?
The 12th. Oh, come off it, Dave. I've seen this lad. You can't go tying every case to that.
All right. I'm just pointing out that the dates are the same.
That it was the 12th?
Yeah.
Well, that morning, Kemp had left London by 7 o'clock, driving to Hampshire, doing his rounds, staying at hotels, all of it easily checked.
Of course, I was just pointing out.
Pointing out what?
That my one was in his early 30s. Your one's in his early 30s. My one was average height.
Dave, average height is what it says. What most people are. And on Bellwood Estate, nearly everyone is in their early 30s. They're young marrieds.
You're making me envious.
Young marrieds?
That's something I have to tell you.
About Judy?
Yeah, but later, when you've time.
Dave?
Yeah?
I'm going back there at 4 o'clock to see the boy. If you'd like to come along to get it out of your mind.
I haven't got anything on my mind. It's your case.
If you'd like to come along and listen.
Yeah, sure.
When I finish this report. Some nice houses on this estate.
Nice place altogether. Nice front gardens, everything neat and tidy. What do you think they cost?
You interested? Hey, you were going to tell me something. About Judy.
Oh, it's nothing like that, no. Just maybe we'll be giving a party.
You've got a reason for a party.
Well, pretty good reason. Might be cheaper than sending out change of address cards.
You're moving in?
Thinking about it.
With Judy?
Surprised?
If Judy agrees, what's wrong with it?
We're just talking about it. You won't say a word.
Not a word. This is where we go. This little terrace. The house is at the end here.
This is where she walked out, going shopping.
Yes, going towards the bus stop. Well, here we go. Mr. Kemp, I've brought my colleague Sergeant Brook to see if he can help.
Oh,
Is Michael home?
he's in the kitchen doing his homework.
Have you told him?
I've told him who you are. I said his mummy was coming back from holiday with his Auntie Mary, and she hasn't got home yet, and maybe she's lost, and you're trying to find her. I wanted to do it gently. You will be careful.
If that's what you think he should be told, I won't say anything different. How did he take it?
Quite well. Just wondered where she might be.
I'd like to speak to him alone, if I may. Perhaps you will talk to Sergeant Brook.
Certainly. If you'll come with me. Michael, this is the policeman I told you about, who's trying to find Mummy.
Yes, Daddy.
I'll leave you to talk together.
Doing your homework?
Yes, sir. Are you a policeman?
Yes, I'm a constable. Constable Maxton.
Are you a detective?
Because I don't wear a uniform?
Yes.
Yes, I'm a detective. What homework are you doing?
History?
Do you like history?
Yes.
What part do you like the best?
The Romans. Do you know where my mummy is?
Not yet. She was on holiday, wasn't she?
She went to Poole. That's in Dorset. My Auntie Mary lives there.
Have you ever been there?
Yes.
Do you remember when your mummy went away?
Did she come back by train?
I think she did.
Then how could she get lost?
Ah, that's what we have to find out. Do you remember when she went on holiday?
I was at school.
But you remember the day?
It was Friday. When I came home, Daddy was here, but Mummy wasn't.
Before you went to school, did she tell you she was going to see your Auntie Mary?
No.
Did she seem happy that morning? As if she was going to see your Auntie Mary?
I don't know.
Did she ever go there without you?
Sometimes. Are you going to find her today?
I'm going to look for her today. Do you know anywhere I should look? Do you know any friends she might have gone to see?
No.
When she took you to school, did she meet any friends?
Mrs. Graham?
Who's Mrs. Graham?
Billy's mother. He's my friend.
Will you have a drink, Sergeant?
No, thank you. But you have one, Mr. Kemp.
No, I've tried not to. It doesn't help.
You've tried all her friends?
Every friend we both knew, and I found her address book.
Oh. Can I see it?
Yes, but it won't help. Here it is. Her hairdresser, her sister, a few friends we met on holiday. Elizabeth didn't have many friends.
Is it possible she had a friend you didn't know about?
No, not possible.
She was an attractive woman.
I know what you mean, Sergeant. No, Liz was not like that.
You are away 2 or 3 days at a time.
Sergeant, if I could believe that Liz had gone away with someone else, it would make me happy. Can you understand that?
Yes?
It would mean that she would come back. The truth is, I don't think she will.
The figures are against you. I know that statistics don't help. A wife isn't a statistic. But our figures say that 5 out of 7 come back, in time, and explain why they went away.
I'd like to believe that. I want her back.
I asked that question about your wife, so I should ask it about you. When you're away from home, do you have a friend?
No?
No one on the side?
No. Liz never had any reason to be jealous. And most of the time I am home. Part of my area is in London.
Any local customers?
Well, a few.
When you're working locally, do you use a cafe called the Kentucky?
No. Why do you ask?
No reason. It's just that we try all sorts of angles. May I borrow the address book?
Yes, if you want it.
Oh, thank you. Is that drink still on offer?
Of course. We have no whiskey in the house, but there's some gin or there's some beer.
Oh, beer would be fine.
Please, how do you spell different?
With 2 F's.
Thank you.
You say that your mummy saw you to school, and when you came home she wasn't here.
Yes.
Was she usually here when you came home?
Yes, always.
Did your daddy know where she might be?
No, he didn't know.
You say your mummy and daddy sometimes quarrelled.
Well, they did.
When he was going away?
Yes. Mummy didn't like him going away. Are you going to find her now?
I'm going to try. And you can get on with your homework.
Yes, sir.
Well, what do you think?
He has a problem, hasn't he? Praying that his wife will come home, fearing that she won't, wondering what to tell the boy. How was the boy?
Yeah, a sensible lad. And asking me sensible questions. Are you looking for my mother? Where are you looking? When will you find her? And he told me his mother and father had quarrelled.
Oh?
Oh, nothing serious. Back to the station.
Yeah.
Now it goes back to the uniform side.
Do you think they'll find her?
They might do.
Why don't we give it a whirl? It needn't take long. I have her address book. A check with her friends and her neighbours. Get the Dorset police to see her sister. Check missing persons, unidentified bodies, unusual happenings. I can borrow Jim. In 24 hours we can cover a lot of ground.
You really want to help him?
Conscience money for having been so suspicious.
Dave, where you been?
Out and about. Anything new?
Oh, some things that need attention.
Like?
More trouble down Endley Street.
Oh, let's see. It's vandals again.
No, it's organised thieving. Made to look like vandalism so we don't notice what else has been done. It's causing a lot of trouble.
Like what?
A few windows broken, some graffiti on the walls so that at first you don't notice they've also stripped the copper wire from the lighting system and the lead from the plumbing. Makes the house uninhabitable.
So, you've been working on it. Tell me.
Well, all the back dives round Endley Street. Someone's wanting to pull them down, clear the site and build again. But the people who live there like the place as it is. But if a family goes to spend the evening with cousin Fanny down in Camberwell, the termites move in and do the house over.
And when they get back, their houses can't be lived in.
Yeah, then they apply to be rehoused.
And your friend Milton T. Charles moves in to buy them up.
Yeah, he can clear a back street of its tenants quicker than the plague.
And no one's stopping him?
He has protection. A small number of sticky-fingered councillors and a band of local officials. There's money in demolition, Dave.
Do you know which councillors?
Dave, you know better than that.
Yeah. Who's the latest victim?
The legendary old widow lady. They're the easiest to push around. Born in the street, married in the street, brought up her family there. Now she's alone there.
We'll have a talk with your friend, Mr. Charles. Is this the place?
Yeah,
Where's his office?
that wooden shed over there.
Behind all this wire?
He says he doesn't own the wire. He just hires the shed.
And what's all this? Bloody great dogs?
And Milton T. Charles says he doesn't own the dogs either. They belong to the man who owns the wire.
Is that so?
I wanted you to see for yourself. You always said the patch was a jungle, now you know.
Good job they can't get through the wire.
You're having a damn good try.
How do we get to see him?
That's what the folks in Endley Street keep asking.
Have you any ideas?
You could try ringing the bell.
Where?
It's on the gate.
Oh, yeah. Well, that may do the trick.
Here he comes.
Quiet, quiet!
Is this Mr. Charles?
Yeah, the Cockney tycoon himself.
What do you want?
Are you Mr. Charles?
Who are you?
I'm a police officer, Sergeant Brook.
No one sent for a police officer.
Do we have to shout like this?
That's your problem.
Mr. Charles, I want to see you.
I'm busy. Make an appointment.
When?
Who cares? Next Tuesday.
And he's gone. Should we ring the bell again?
The dogs will eat you.
Yeah. Do we have his phone number?
Yeah,
Does he answer it?
he has to. He runs a business.
All right. Let us find a phone. The trick is to worry him. Make him think it's something he should know. You got 5p?
Yeah.
Hello.
Is that Mr. Milton T. Charles?
Who's that?
Detective Sergeant Brook.
Oh, it's you again.
Don't hang up, Mr. Charles. It's something you should know.
I'm listening. What is it?
Mr. Charles, I'm not saying it on the phone, and I'm not shouting at you through a wire fence.
What then?
I want to see you.
I told you, son, I'm a busy man.
I want to see you now. Do I have to come after you with a warrant? I could have it sworn for your office and your home in Chelsea. It's friendlier to say yes.
You're a bloody nuisance. Do you know that?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be waiting.
I want the gate open and the dogs tied up.
Yeah, just ring the bell.
No sign of the dogs.
Gate's open. Do we still ring the bell?
No, we go in.
Who is it?
Sergeant Brook.
Well, what's it about?
Why do you lock yourself away like this?
Because in this district, Sergeant, police are not easily found. I thought you'd know that. Next question.
We're inquiring about some thefts. We thought you could help. Thefts from properties around Endley Street.
Would you say that again?
Yes, sir. Thefts from properties around Endley Street.
You pulled a stroke, me old son. Do you know that? I had to wait here so you can come and tell me there's thefts in Endley Street. There have always been thefts in Endley Street. Ask anyone. Leave a boat that ain't chained down and it's gone. Why, if you left a bulldozer, these folks would knock it off. You came to tell me that?
No, Mr. Charles. I've come to talk to you about thefts from the folks in Endley Street. Thefts from the people who live there.
They got nothing to steal, my old son. Not a tosser. Some vandalism, I grant you. Thefts? Nah.
Thefts, yes, Mr. Charles.
You're talking about my property, my old son. I own it. They rent it. Well, that is when they bother to pay their rent. So you're talking of thefts from my own property. I would know, wouldn't I?
You would, sir.
Well, have I complained?
Your complaints haven't come to me, sir.
Well, then that's a liberty for a start, isn't it?
The complaints are from the people who rent your houses.
What do they say's been stolen?
Wiring from the lighting system, lead from the plumbing, all the things that make a house habitable.
You suggesting something, Sergeant?
No, sir. We're inquiring about thefts. Since you buy the property, we thought you might know who's buying the stuff.
I don't know what you're getting at, my old son. I got no skeletons rattling in my cupboard, you know. So watch it.
Do you know?
Why don't you ask the people who complain so much? There's always been thieves round there. Well, there's more tea leaves to the square inch down Endley Street than you've got on your files. Anyway, all these streets round there should be pulled down.
Would you say these thefts from the houses help a bit? Bring the pulling down a bit nearer?
Vandalism, my old son, that's all that is. The new sport with the working classes. The point I'm trying to make to you, Sergeant, my old son, it's my loss, ain't it? Any more questions?
Not at the moment, sir.
And next time, don't try monkey tricks, my old son, 'cause I know all the strokes. I could teach you a few.
He knows all the strokes. He could teach you a few.
I'll bet he could.
Could you teach him one?
I'm going to try.
How?
Well, the Theft Act's not about strokes, it's about theft. So we leave Mr. Charles for the moment and go after his team of vandals and find the ones who are doing the stealing. By catching the monkeys, we'll get at the organ grinder.
He won't like that.
Get a line on who they think is stripping their houses and who's buying the scrap.
Right. Oh, looks like Max wants you.
Dave,
Yeah?
about the missing woman.
Ah, any joy?
A blank wall, really. Except for the sister down in Dorset. I phoned her. She says she doesn't trust Kemp. She says her sister is dead.